Hello everybody, I'm Taral Muteri. I have a topic today about bullying in school. I'm happy to share with you this discussion about bullying in school, and I will highlight the different nature of bullying and how to effectively mitigate this vice of bullying is still practiced in many learning institutions where it has bad impact on the academic fulfillment of the student, especially those who are new in school. Bullying can be defined as behavior influences another person capacity to feel in control of themselves. It is a practice that takes place in context of relationship, making other feel hurt, threatened, fearful, and left out. In the some instances, it take place face to face or online. This is my introduction, presentation overview. I will begin by discussion the purpose of researching the issue of bullying in school, past research, findings, stakeholders who were involved in the interview research, share who these findings related to past research, and conclude with a chance plan that could be or could lead to a solution to this problem. Please hold all questions that you may have it to the end of the presentation and send it to me by my email. You will see it at the end of the presentation. In this slide, I will talking about problem statement. What is the bullying in school and what types of it? Bullying is violence practiced by a child or a group of children against another child or bothering him deliberately and repeatedly. Bullying may take many forms, such as spreading rumors, threatening physically, and verbally attacking. The bully child is slaughtering a child with intent to harm or other movement and action. Bully in the place of study. It is what happened in elementary school, middle school, high school, and university. Bully in the workplace, what happened between co-workers and bosses. Cyber bully, it happened through social media, email, or text message on mobile phone. Family bullying, it is what happened by parents to children or between brothers and relatives. In this slide, many cases of bullying that explain why children become bullies. No one is born a bully, but any child can learn and practice bully behavior. One of the common reasons children bully, most of the children who practice bully themselves have been bullied before. These children to be part of agreement by joining a group of bullies gaining fame or sense of acceptance from others, or to avoid being a bully, winning and learning aggression at home, at school, or through media, feeling careless at home, or having bad parenting relation, feeling of weakness and powerlessness in their life. When the news is tied on the child greatly, he sometimes looks for other ways to obtain strength and exercise control over others. Joyous and attention seeking, lack of sense of psychological and emotional safety. Previous experience result from learning that bullying leads to the fulfillment of desires, lack of awareness of the true negative impact of bullying on the victim. In this slide, research shows that prevention and intervention can make differences. Bullying is something that exists in our life, and many of us cannot distinguish between bully or others, and many people have previous experience of bully. He has solution except at home, and parents are responsible for that. Teaching their children not to bully others, they can confront the bully and enhancing children's self-confidence and weakness and working to treat weakness. Teaching the children types of sports that enhancing their self-confidence. Talk to your child if someone is bullying him inside school, and work to develop a solution with the child. Effects of bullying. Bullying can lead to long-term psychological, emotional, and behavioral problems such as depression and anxiety. The individual resort to aggressive behavior because of bullying, as he may over time turn into bully or fluent person. The individual withdraws from the social activities taking place in the family or school until he becomes a silent and isolate person. Bullying may lead the victim to self-murder, as studies have shown that suicide victims to do bullying are on the increase, especially after cyberbullying has entered the picture. One of the effects of bullying is the lack of sleeping or sleeping too much. People who are employed also suffer from the headache and stomach pains and fear. The stakeholder relate to bullying. The purpose of the questionnaire is to measure a teacher's experience and dealing with bullies. Also, examine active strategies that teacher can identify and respond to bullying and forms of relation aggression that takes place between student in the school. So I did interviewing with teacher and student in elementary school to see how teacher and student dealing with bullying. After that, I analyzed this interview. We will see it in the next slide. First stakeholder is the teacher Nora. From the interview, the teacher reaction about what they are going through and combating bullying in elementary school is very important. One can change the future of the student if not observe what they are going through. It is very difficult to see bullying in elementary school classes. This is because they are still developing, and also their psychological mind is still on the process of development. However, we can observe their activity not to be aggression, victimization that may lead to fight or abusive word to their peer. Stakeholders, number 2, considering bullying to young children. This may be considered somehow a different one while you compare the normal bullying. This can be defined as peer extending problems that one is done to him or her repeatedly. This is considered to be negative acts done to them. They may include to use of word, and this can be abusive when physicals contact and others. It do negative to peer relationship between the peer or young students. They may result in the fluence being very aggressive if not controlled or solve it. This is interview analysis. From the analysis, government has reluctantly produced bullying policy that will help income the same in school. This is also seen when teachers are not empowered to do so. Having learning or having awareness about the new trends in the education system. Without this, they may not able to understand the challenge. The event planning will be addressing needs of meeting the challenges young people go through when employed. This implies that the event should give an open forum that each member will hear their views openly. It implies that should be an open air discussion to accommodate all members with their views. The most critical areas are to make sure that the platform is inclusive, irrespective of members' area, race, color, and ethnicity. The activity will take place at least 4 times a week, starting Wednesday to Saturday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. It means that the event will take place from a maximum of 2 hours daily to help get into details. Conclusion: bullying in school is wrong, and school should have more bullying prevention programs. Everyone needs to be more aware of the situation and not deny it because it's happening, whether everyone would like to admit it or not. Parents need to stand up and take charge and make a change in the student lives. Teachers should do more about the students who being bullied. Please feel free, if you have any questions, send it to my email talal.almuteri49@gmail.com. And this is my references, and this is the last references. Thank you for listening, and have a good long weekend.